Even though they are such a common species, not many people think about what it would be like to be a mosquito. But although mosquitoes might seem insignificant and annoying, their life is actually far from easy. As a matter of fact, being born into this species is arguably one of the worst things that could happen to an animal. Even though they can live for several months, their survival is constantly threatened by predators, parasites, and diseases. To make matters worse, mosquitoes don't have many allies in the animal kingdom, and their existence is marked by loneliness, hunger, and fear. In today's video, making their presence even more hated. Mosquitoes often carry dangerous pathogens, which they spread when they bite humans and other creatures. This role as disease vectors adds another layer of danger to their lives. As a result, most animals see them as enemies and will attack them on sight. Birds, bats, frogs, lizards, and even other insects are natural predators of mosquitoes and will happily eat them if given the chance. These insects are seen as pests, and their lives are marked by suffering and struggle. From the moment they hatch, they face threats from predators, parasites, and diseases. In addition, their need to suck blood makes them outcasts in the animal kingdom, without many allies, condemned to a life of fear, hunger, and solitude. This lack of allies makes their lives even more difficult and adds to their feeling of isolation and vulnerability. These insects are doomed from birth to a life of pain and suffering. They are hated by humans and other animals, and their bites cause pain and disease. Mosquitoes live in constant fear of being killed by predators or humans. Their existence is marked by hunger, thirst, and loneliness, and their death is often slow and painful. The life of a mosquito is a tragic story, a reminder of the harsh realities of nature. Fearing being attacked by a bird, a bat, or any other predator, your bites would cause pain and suffering to others. Not only do they have to deal with pesky humans trying to swat them, but they also have to worry about being food for birds, bats, and other predators. Being born a mosquito is not a good idea. These insects are tormented by their own existence. They are cursed to be outcasts, doomed to wander the earth alone. Mosquitoes are hunted by predators, harassed by humans, and rejected by nature. Their bites cause pain and disease, and their presence is synonymous with discomfort and danger. For a mosquito, life is a never-ending nightmare. They are trapped in a vicious cycle of suffering, death, and rebirth. Every day is a torment. Every night is a fright. If a mosquito could speak, it would probably scream, "Why am I alive?" Their existence is a curse, a punishment, a dark secret that nature wants to hide. They are destined to be outcasts, unable to enjoy the sweetness of life like other creatures. If mosquitoes could choose, they would probably opt out of being born, and you would be seen as a villain. First, they are responsible for spreading diseases that kill millions of people each year. They are also despised by humans and other animals, and their bites are painful and dangerous. Mosquitoes also live in constant fear of being killed by predators or humans, and their existence is marked by hunger, thirst, and loneliness. Additionally, their short lifespan means they don't have much time to enjoy any of the pleasures that life may offer. All in all, being a mosquito is a terrible experience. From mosquito nets to electronic swatters, these weapons can be deadly for mosquitoes, and they must be careful when entering homes or other buildings. But their impact goes beyond mere annoyance. They are responsible for thousands of deaths each year due to the diseases they spread. Despite their small size, mosquitoes are feared worldwide, and people go to great lengths to avoid their bites. For mosquitoes, life is a constant struggle for survival. They face threats from predators, parasites, and diseases, and their existence is marked by hunger, thirst, and loneliness. One wrong move, and they could be the next meal of a hungry human or insect. The threat of extinction looms over them, and they must survive the swatter to have any chance of living a long life, a spreader of diseases and a nuisance. Your existence would be lonely and misunderstood, and you would spend your days looking for blood and your nights hiding from those who want to destroy you. If you were a mosquito, your life would be a nightmare, a torment, an endless struggle for survival in a world that rejects and persecutes you, because humans and other animals resort to extreme measures to eliminate them. We will take a closer look at these pesky insects and find out why their lives are far more difficult than you might imagine. The life of a mosquito. Why, it's the worst existence. A mosquito's life begins with a lot of pain and suffering, but it gets even worse as time goes by. Born to bite. When they are born, baby mosquitoes are already prepared to bite. Although they don't feed on blood yet, they are equipped with special mouthparts called mandibles that they will use to pierce the skin of animals later in their lives. This innate ability makes mosquitoes unique among insects and sets them apart from other creatures. However, while this feature helps them survive, it also marks them as future bloodsuckers and condemns them to a life full of danger and rejection. These insects are so hated that people go to great lengths to get rid of them. Mosquitoes must be constantly on the lookout for potential dangers. Whether it's humans trying to swat them or predators waiting to eat them, this state of constant alert makes their lives extremely stressful and affects their overall well-being. Additionally, mosquitoes are also threatened by environmental changes and the loss of habitats, which puts even more pressure on their survival. From annoyance to disease, from the moment they hatch, mosquitoes become a nuisance to humans and other animals, and as they grow up, they turn into disease spreaders, living in fear. Living as a mosquito means living in constant fear. Mosquitoes, the unwanted villains of the animal kingdom. In the animal kingdom, mosquitoes don't have many friends. Their blood-sucking habits and disease-spreading abilities make them outcasts. The harrowing existence of a mosquito. Why, it's a nightmare to be born. Being born a mosquito means being born into a world where you're not welcome. If you were born a mosquito, every day would be a challenge to stay alive. You would have to constantly look over your shoulder, surviving the swat. The life of a mosquito is tough, but it gets tougher when they decide to venture indoors. Humans use various methods to kill mosquitoes. Life sucks. The life of a mosquito is a sad tale. Why, being a mosquito is the worst job on earth. Being a mosquito is the worst job on earth, for several reasons. Mosquitoes, nature's most unwanted guests, and their grim reality. Mosquitoes are nature's most unwanted guests. They arrive uninvited and leave itchy welts as souvenirs. These insects are notorious for being a nuisance. Why mosquitoes might wish they were never born. Have you ever stopped to think about what it would be like to be a mosquito? These tiny insects have a tough life, buzzing through hell. The life of a mosquito is like buzzing through hell. Now, check out another video on how a mosquito lays eggs, or watch this video instead.